Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Thanks very much for joining me once again. So there we are, 3-0. Pakistan beat Bangladesh. Comprehensive victory, well earned. There was really only one team in this competition, wasn't it? It was a case of men against boys at times, and I'm not being disrespectful to the Bangladesh team, but they were lacking in all areas, really. And Pakistan just completely dominated and outplayed them to record their first 3-0 series win in T20I since they beat West Indies in 2021. So, yeah, good start for Mike Hesson and Salman Ali Agha as the captain as well. And as I say, Bangladesh were really found wanting in every area of their game. I think they'll leave Pakistan scratching their heads and wondering, what went wrong and looking at the areas where they need to improve. And boy, do they need to improve. You get sense from the press conferences that Dundas, their captain, did after each match. You get sense his frustration in the way that the team played, the way they performed, the way they fielded, and as I say, all areas of the game they were found wanting. They were missing some key players, fair enough, but nonetheless, that was a really disappointing performance from Bangladesh. Whilst Bangladesh were disappointing, you don't want to take anything away from Pakistan. You can only beat the opposition that's put in front of you. And Pakistan were very good. I think Mike Hesson will be delighted with the way that they played. I think one of the main improvements and a massive improvement that I was really pleased with was Pakistan's fielding. Now, over the years, we all know that Pakistan's fielding has been their Achilles heel. And it's been something that many coaches have tried to improve, many captains have tried to improve. And yeah, you might get the odd game where they field very well. And then sort of the next 4 or 5 games, it's a bit of a comedy of errors in the field. But this time around, in all 3 matches, Pakistan's fielding was much better. It looked like they were enjoying the fielding. You could tell that they wanted to field better by and large, probably because it's a younger, more enthusiastic team out there. And you've got a lot of players who are still trying to establish themselves in this format. And you've got a new coach there as well. So they all want to impress Mike Hesson. And I know Mike Hesson is very keen on improving fitness and improving the fielding of the Pakistan team. It's one of his core requirements wherever he's coached, whatever team, wherever in the world it is. Fielding and fitness are absolute key to being picked. So I think those guys who don't want to improve their fielding, whose fitness is lacking, I think they'll be out in the wilderness. They will not be picked by Mike Hesson. It's as simple as that. So the message is loud and clear from Mike. The top 4 for Pakistan. Yeah, Fakhar Zaman got injured. He didn't really do very well in the first match. But that top 4, Fakhar Zaman, Saim Ayub, Saibzada Farhan, and Mohammad Haris, that excites me. Look, there's going to be days when they are 10 for 2, 20 for 3. That happens. That can happen with any team, wherever they're playing, against any opposition. That's the nature of T20 cricket. But this top 4, none of them bat for themselves. None of them want to play the anchor role. None of them are there for stat padding, and none of them are there to be at the top of the rankings. And I always say this thing, but there's no I in the word team. These guys are playing for the team, not for themselves. I think in the past we've seen too often Pakistani batters towards the top of the order thinking, yeah, I'll score 50 or 40 balls, go home, get a nice little career average boost, little boost in the ICC rankings. But look at the result, and Pakistan lost by 6 wickets. And we've seen that too often. And I'm afraid that I'm sure you know who I'm referring to, but too often players have been playing for themselves and not for the team. But as I say, that top 4 is exciting. It's a top 4 that can dominate any bowling attack in the world, I feel. Yeah, against Bangladesh, it was home conditions, home crowd, pretty flat tracks. So they've got a lot of work to do to establish themselves. But, then none of these guys are going to be just playing for themselves, which is great to see. The middle order as well. So once those top 4 have done their bit, you've got the likes of Shadab Khan, Hassan Nawaz, and Salman Ali Agha. Same type of situation. None of those 3 are going to bat for themselves. They're batting for the team. they're not batting for their average. They're not batting for their ICC ranking. These are three players. I mean, Hassan Nawaz is new, exciting young talent. Yeah, he's going to have some bad days, struggle against New Zealand, but against Bangladesh and at the PSL, he looked very, very good. Now, I'm not saying that he's a world beater, but so far, what's been put in front of him in against Bangladesh and at the PSL, he's done brilliantly. So you can't criticise the lad. And as I say, Shadab Khan, Salman Ali Agha, even the likes of Fahim Ashraf, we know that they're going to come in and they're not going to block and look for a nice little 20 not out of 15, 16 balls. Doesn't serve any purposes, really. These guys are going to go for it. That's what Hesson wants. You've got 11 batters. You've got 10 wickets. You've only got 20 overs. I've never quite understood why Pakistan in the past have blocked and blocked and blocked first 10 overs. Oh, let's see. Can we get 70 for one or 70 for two from the first 10 overs and then hope we can score 13, 14 over in the last 10 overs and get up to 200? That's not the way it works. These guys are now looking to score 10 and over from the start. Makes it easier at the end, whether you're batting first or chasing, to hit those big targets, to get up to 200. And, I've always found that Pakistan played this outdated version of T20I cricket, as they have done in ODIs quite often, where they just try to, conserve wickets and see how it goes. And, let's hope we can score big in the last few overs. I'd say it's a failed, risky policy, which more often than not has not worked for Pakistan. The bowling, I mean, there was moments in the bowling, especially in that third T20I when Bangladesh were batting first on a good track where you thought, oh, this could be 200 plus here. But they pulled it back well in the last few overs. Look, T20 cricket is such a format that there's going to be days where you're going to struggle, where the opposition batters are going to get stuck into you, and it's going to be difficult to keep the opposition under 200. But these bowlers are learning. You've got a core of good bowlers. Obviously, Naseem Shah was on the touchlines there, didn't get a chance, but there's a message there for him as well, that you're not an automatic pick. So yeah, the bowlers, guys, obviously not in this series, not picked the likes of Mohammad Wasim Jr., etc. And their chance will come. But I think there's a group of bowlers where Pakistan can rely on them, and providing they improve, provided they learn under Mike Hesson, I think things can get better. Yeah, speaking of messages, Shaheen Shafidi, Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan. Let's concentrate on Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan first. There's a message there for these guys that look, this is the way we're going to play. Come, join us if you're prepared to play like that, if you're prepared to bat like that, if you're prepared to bat for the team, not yourselves. So there's your message, loud and clear as day. This is the way we're going to play. Are you going to play that way? Because if you're not, then I'm sorry, just watch on television. There's the message from Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan from Mike Hesson. Change the way you play. Simple as that. They've not been picked for this series simply because obviously Hesson's not happy with the way they play. I think this message should have been conveyed to Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan in the past. Unfortunately, the message hasn't got through. But now it's loud and clear. Change or keep out. Shaheen Shafidi, look, he bowled very well at the PSL, won the tournament, captain. Different versions of why he's not being picked in this series. Some people are saying he's being rested. Some people are saying he wasn't picked because of his form in the international cricket. Whatever the reason is, I think Shaheen has got a place in this team, in this squad. I think it all boils down to the fact that I think Mike Hesson wanted a group of youngsters to start with and then see how some of these senior players can fit into this squad. So he didn't want to pack the squad with senior players who have been struggling of late. So I'm sure Shaheen Shafidi will be wanting to get back into this team, and I'm sure he'll be doing his utmost to get back into the team. I think he'll get back in. But again, it all depends on the attitude and how he fits into that group of players. Yeah, I mentioned Naseem Shah, so he was in the squad there, carrying the drinks, carrying the towels. Message for him: look, you might think you're an automatic pick for Pakistan. You're not, son. You know, if somebody gets injured, we've got the likes of Babar Azam there coming in, and this is perhaps the message that Naseem Shah needs, because I don't think he's been bowling very well of late, either in international cricket or PSL. I thought he was quite poor at the PSL. Yes, Islamabad United started well, but they tailed off, and Naseem Shah's form wasn't greatest at the PSL. So again, there's a message there for all that young man that you might think you are a world beater, you might think you're an automatic pick, but look, son, I'm the head coach. I'll pick you if you're good enough. Not just because of your name, your reputation. I'll pick you on form and whether you're prepared to work hard. So again, there's a message there. The message is loud and clear, isn't it, from Mike Hesson? It's you know, absolutely crystal clear that this is the way that we're going to play. Come and join us. You know, come and join the party if you want to be part of this group. If you want to play this way of cricket, because if you don't, then I don't need you. So it's a clear message that we play this way, not your way. So, as I say, that message is now being hammered home to some of these players who probably thought that they will never be dropped. Doesn't matter how we play, doesn't matter how we bat, doesn't matter how we bowl. But I think it's been a wake-up call now for some of these guys that, look, Mike Heston isn't just going to pick us because he's a nice guy. As I say, play this way, not your way. Um, Great start for Pakistan under Mike Hesson. Look, there's going to be tougher challenges. As I said at the start of this, Bangladesh aren't the strongest opposition. They were pretty weak, horrendous form, and they didn't play very well. But Pakistan bossed it. Pakistan dominated, and you can only commend them. You can only congratulate them for the way they played. It's an exciting time for Pakistan fans, I think, in the white ball format, provided Mike Hesson is allowed to coach and prepare teams in the way he wants to, and that relationship between the Pakistan Cricket Board and Mike Hesson remains tight and flourishes, then I think we've got the right coach on board. We've seen what's happened in the past with Mickey Arthur, with Gary Kirsten, with Jason Gillespie. It all didn't end very well, did it, with these foreign coaches? I just hope the Pakistan Cricket Board don't mess things up. They've got a great coach at the helm of their white ball teams, and I just hope that relationship flourishes. And as I said, the PCB see sense and give Mike Hesson that freedom to coach the players how he wants, to be involved in selection, and to prepare teams to play in the way that he wants them to play, not in the way that they've wanted to play in the past. Because I think player power in the past has been a massive problem in that Pakistan dressing room. And providing Mike Hesson can control that player power, then I think Pakistan cricket is looking good. So, as I say, the message is crystal clear. It's loud and clear to the players, to the world, to the media, that Mike Hesson says, play it my way, or it's the highway. Thanks very much for watching. Take care.